Greetings, my alien babies, and welcome to the Alien Babies podcast, episode number 7. What's going on, guys? DOGE is skyrocketing, by the way. So, if you didn't get into DOGE when it was 0.004, oh man, you're kicking yourselves. And the people that sold DOGE when they bought in super cheap, a penny, less than a penny, and they sold, oh man, they're kicking themselves right now. Literally could have made millions with $1,000 investment when DOGE was 0.004. You'd have like $100,000 right now. It shot up to about 0.45. So, you know, it is what it is. You live and you learn. But, so next to me, I got some really nice, sexy sci-fi books. I finally pulled the trigger, went to Barnes & Noble, been trying to do it for a while, to get some sci-fi books to read, because I love sci-fi, and, you know, smart people read, so I felt like I should definitely read. And also, when you read a book, you know, you can really get lost in the story, and sometimes you feel like the character, you're in the story, and it takes you to this whole other place. So if you love being creative, using your imagination, why not pick up a book today? BarnesandNoble.com. I'm not sponsored by them, but, you know, if you want to give me some free books, Barnes & Noble, you know where to find me. At the Alien Babies podcast, where we talk about UFOs, ghosts, the paranormal, entrepreneurship, following your dreams, living life, and what else? Yeah, stuff like that. So anyway, I want to share a few of the sci-fi books that I got the other day. We got Arthur C. Clarke, 2001: A Space Odyssey. So that's awesome. If you've never seen the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, check it out. Next, we got another Arthur C. Clarke, Childhood's End. Apparently now a sci-fi miniseries event. A first-rate tour de force, New York Times says. Frighteningly logical, believable. Oh, and before I share what other books I got, I should have started this podcast off by saying what I'm going to talk about today it's basically your complete guide on how I got into UFO hunting and what UFOs and other strange paranormal things I've seen in the sky. I figured, why not just give you the entire rundown? I'll try to share how I got into UFO hunting, you know, and I'll try to remember all of the things that I've seen in the sky. I know I've made a podcast video before on how I got into UFO hunting, but the audio was way better now because I got it fixed. So let's just start from scratch. And you know what? Let me get a little water. Let me wet the old alien whistle. Hold on a second. Oh, let me see if I can reach it. Ah. Ooh. So yeah. Almost choked. All good. All good. Childhood's End. Yeah, not going to read the back because I want to get into the, you know, my UFO story. Then we got H.G. Wells, The War of the Worlds. There's a couple movies on that. And last but not least, Douglas Adams, The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And this is a beautiful book. It looks amazing. Hardback. Thick book. It says "Don't Panic" on the back. and shiny silver pages on the sides here. And it actually has 5 novels in it. It's got The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, Young Zaphod Plays It Safe, and Mostly Harmless. Now, God, this is such a cool looking book. Look at that. I did watch the newer movie, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I believe there's an older movie as well, and a newer movie. And I gotta say, I didn't get a chance to finish watching it, but I loved that movie. It was so cool. It was so strange, so weird. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And that's definitely a movie you want to watch after eating a little bit of mushrooms. Just a little bit. Just a little taste. Super weird movie, and you're like, what? What just happened? That's cool. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the UFO hunting. Okay. How I got into UFO hunting from the very beginning. I was a small alien in elementary school. Elementarian. And I was sitting at my computer, typing away whatever I was doing, and I could have swore I saw something out of the corner of my right eye. So I looked over, and it appeared to be some kind of orb or something outside of my window, about the size of your palm. A second later, vanished. It flew away very fast. Now, I don't know if I was just seeing things. Was it a reflection of the car headlights on the metal blinds? Probably, could have been. But it just looked too strange. A couple weeks go by. Again, I'm at the computer, and I could have swore I saw something out of the corner of my right eye. I look over, another object. About the same object, a little different. Kind of rectangular, just kind of floating outside of my window. Hard to tell what it was, because it disappeared so fast. More car headlights? Could be. So that got me curious. It was strange. I started to do a little research online about UFOs and abductions, and I found an article, 75 signs you've been abducted by a UFO. And I happened to check off like 71 signs. Now, granted, a lot of things were kind of dumb. It was like, you know, are you afraid of your closet? And I was like, yeah, I'm afraid of my closet. Like, who isn't? A little kid in elementary school? Sure. Afraid of my closet, of course. Other questions were like, do you feel like you have a higher purpose in life? Do you feel like you're destined for more? I think. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. So I got a little excited, went to school, told some kids about it. Look at this article. Now, fast forward maybe a few years, right? I would go to random stores and I would see books about UFOs and I would flip through them, and there was something in there about people finding like implants under their skin, right? Little black pieces, implants. They think it's from aliens planting chips inside of them. I just remember finding books like that. Then The Matrix came out. It's not UFO related, but it is sci-fi. Gets the imagination going. That movie came out. Loved it. Still my favorite movie to this day. I could literally have it on as background noise, like while I'm doing something, and I have done this. And just let it play. It's comforting, you know? Like, I don't know if you guys have... Hey guys, post down in the comments, if you're watching on YouTube, wherever, if there's a comment section, what is your favorite movie? Do you have like a comfort movie? something that you can put on and it just makes you feel good, makes you feel better. For me, it's The Matrix and Bad Boys 2. I used to put those movies on 100 times a week, background noise. Never gets old for me. I should watch those. It's been a while. But anyway, so fast forward to my first UFO sighting. I think my first UFO sighting was, I had moved to the suburbs from Philadelphia. And I was in my backyard, and actually in the same area where they filmed the movie Signs. So I'm in my backyard, and across the distance, I saw what looked like an orb rapidly flashing different colors. And I have footage of it on this old camcorder. Where I still have to post that footage. But I still have it. It looked like an orb, much bigger than a star, rapidly flashing different colors in the sky. And that may have been my first UFO sighting. Don't remember. Let's see, what else have I seen? So that's basically how I got into being curious about UFOs and aliens. In elementary school, thought I saw some weird stuff outside my window, and, found that article and did a little research. That's how it began. But it wasn't until I moved to Bucks County, the suburbs, where I began to see a lot of crazy, impossible things in the sky. I moved out of the city, less light pollution, could see more stars, and I began to stargaze. Now, all of a sudden, it was my favorite hobby, my favorite thing to do, is to stargaze for hours. At one point, I was stargazing for anywhere, 15, 16 hours a week, which is a lot, but, you stargaze 2 to 4 hours at a time, and it builds up if you do it multiple nights a week. But yeah, side note, stargazing is like my favorite thing to do. It's incredible. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, which is a beautiful part about it. But also it's just super relaxing. It gives you a moment to think. I don't know why, but I feel like I get my best ideas when I stargaze. Stare at the moon. Love staring at the moon. It makes you feel good. It's calming, especially if it's quiet. You're alone with your thoughts. You can think. It's a great time to think. And then on top of that, you get to see something incredible pop out in the sky. A UFO, something else you can't explain. Even a shooting star is really nice to look at. It's so cool. It's just amazing. I wish more people would stargaze. Like I said, it's free. And it's incredible, and it's like watching a sci-fi movie every time. Just about every time. And, if you have a little wine, whatever your choice is, it can add to the weirdness of stargazing and UFO hunting. You let your mind wander, you get a little wine in you or whatever, if you're old enough, and you get relaxed. It's cool. Weird things can happen, and it gives you these interesting emotions and feelings. It can really take you on a cool journey, a cool ride, for sure. I'm sure it's hard to understand maybe or imagine what I'm talking about if you've never done it or experienced it. But, yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So if you've never stargazed, try it for at least a couple hours a week if you have the time. Give it a shot. At the very least, even if you don't see a UFO, maybe you'll discover a new favorite hobby of yours, or you'll discover a new passion for stargazing, if you will. But it's not for everybody. I've tried to stargaze with some people, and after a couple minutes they're like, all right, well, I'm going inside. And, you know, that hurts. That hurts a little bit. You're like, damn. You know, at that moment, when somebody says or does something where you're like, oh, this is not my kind of people. Like if you like UFOs and somebody's like, hey, I don't like UFOs, or, you know, they say something upsetting. They're like, hey, UFOs are stupid, they're fake, whatever the case may be. You're like, oh man. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just talking about mainly like relationships. If you're trying to date someone, see if you're compatible, and you really love fitness, and they couldn't care less about fitness. They don't work out, eat pizza every day. Chances are, not very compatible, not going to work. But anyway, I'm rambling on about God knows what. But anyway, so back to UFOs. One time, driving down the road, and I look up. Well, I don't look up, but I'm driving, nighttime, coming home from the gym. And I see these, I couldn't tell what it was. It's too dark. I don't know if it was one giant craft the size of multiple supermarkets. And I say multiple supermarkets because it literally flew over a supermarket. It could have been the size of 5 supermarkets, more or less, I have no idea. It was huge, and it was flying super low above the ground. It could have almost hit buildings is how low it was flying, literally. So, it looked like either 3 red orbs flying in a triangle formation from right to left, or it was a craft with 3 lights underneath of it. Don't know. Hard to tell. So it's flying kind of slow, not super fast, but fast enough. It was pretty slow flying across. And I'm looking at this thing and I'm driving, trying not to crash, trying to record it. And I caught like a second footage of this thing finally. I don't know what I was doing with my phone. So out of nowhere, this object, craft, 3 orbs, whatever it was, it banged a right turn and it was gone in like a second. This giant thing, whatever it was, or I don't know if it was 3 orbs flying in unison. It made a right turn and boom, was gone above and past the trees. And I caught a 1 or 2 second footage of this thing, a couple seconds, which I also still have to post. But in the footage, you can see 3 orbs, but they're orange in the footage and more blurry, but they're clearly there. You can see them right above the trees, and boom, they're gone. So that was pretty amazing. Super weird. Another thing, I'm on the phone talking to someone, and again, a few years ago, and I'm on the phone drinking half a Corona. That's all I had. And I'm on the phone, and I step outside onto my backyard, and I step 1 foot out onto my backyard. And as I look up, for some reason, I had this feeling to look up. What looked like a creature. Oh, actually, back to the 3 orb thing, I forgot to mention. As the 3 orbs are flying across the sky, what it looked like was the 3 lights dimmed and turned off, and then came back on, a few feet or so further along in the sky. They came back on, and I think they turned back off, and then came back on a few feet further because it was flying and traveling. And then it seemed like it stopped doing that. And that's when it made a right turn and boom, just took off. Never to be seen again. Hold on, let me get comfortable here. Let me get my espresso. Reach it. Oh yeah. I swear, man, one of these coffee commercials, one of these coffee companies, I'm gonna get them to pay me to do a coffee commercial. Ready? Watch this. Aliens in your cup. Folgers. Yeah. So, back to the creature. So, on the phone, drinking half a Corona. Take one step out onto my backyard, on the phone, talking to someone. I look up, boom, there's this creature flying a couple feet above my house. Super low, the size of like a quarter of a car, of a regular sized sedan. And it's nighttime, the moon was out, shining down, so I could see, more than I would if there was no moon. And this creature, I'm looking at it, and as it's flying, it's turning like a jet would, right? It's just turning as it's flying, so I'm right here, and I look up, boom. It was flying that way, basically. If you can see in the video, it's flying like that way. I look up, boom. And it's turning like this, right? And it almost looked like it had wavy stuff around it, or it was doing something wavy around its body, like a stingray. That's what it kind of looked like. A flying interdimensional stingray in the sky. And I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, whoa. What is that? It flew for about 15, 20 feet or so. And it looked like a wormhole or a portal opened up, I swear to God. And it just vanished into thin air. It went inside this thing. Gone. Vanished into thin air. And I'm like, and I was telling the person on the phone what I just saw, and they didn't believe me because they don't believe in that kind of stuff. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, why am I seeing these things? It's like insane. This thing made no sound. It looked alive. It looked like some kind of sea creature, but up in the sky. And no bright lights, very dull. It almost looked like it was maybe camouflaged a little bit into the sky, like it was reflecting stars off of it. I'm not sure. It was hard to tell. Man. But that was one of the wildest things that I've seen. That was cool, man. That was incredible. Some interdimensional creature, like. It just goes to show you how much we don't know what's out there. Oh, God. Anyway, something else that I've seen. Let's see. So it's like, I moved to somewhere where it all of a sudden had access to a nice backyard and lots of stars because there's less light pollution. I got into stargazing. It was my favorite thing to do. And then I began to see these crazy, impossible things. Sometimes while stargazing, sometimes while just driving down the road. But that really caught my fascination. I'm like, what is this? This is crazy. So I bought a little crappy camcorder years ago. And when you see things like that, it's like, how can you not be interested? How can you not get into a little UFO hunting here and there? You know what I mean? Like, how can you not be fascinated and excited and interesting when you see these things that people say are impossible, that should be impossible? But guess what? When you finally witness it on multiple occasions with your own eyeballs, it's a game changer. It'll change your whole life. It'll change your whole perception on life and what's possible. Spilled a little bit of that espresso. Let's see what's next. What else we got? What else have I seen? Oh, Here's something incredible. Check this out. I was stargazing with a friend. We're in this nice area, also the suburbs, on this roof. We had this amazing view of the sky. And, he saw this object as well, but he's no longer living. He's passed away, so he can't vouch. But, so we're on this rooftop, hanging out, talking. It's nighttime. It's having a nice time, right? Having a nice chat. It's very nice. Beautiful, huge view of the sky. Very nice. And all of a sudden, it just hit me. I turned to him and I was like, yo. I was like, we're going to see some stuff. Like, we're going to see something. It just hit me out of nowhere, and I just felt it, and I just knew it in my soul. We were about to see a UFO or something incredible in the sky. Wouldn't you know it, about 10 minutes later, boom, this object popped out of the sky. It looked like a shooting star, but bigger than a star. Out of nowhere, just shot super fast across the sky towards Earth, and then boom, stopped on a dime. And what it looked like was it waited and let this plane pass underneath of it, took a couple minutes or so, however long it takes a plane to kind of travel. And as soon as the plane passed underneath of it, this orb or bright object started floating around, would disappear behind the clouds, would come back out, floating around for, I'm not sure, 30 seconds, a minute, maybe a couple minutes. Wasn't super long. But yeah, it just kept dancing for us, put on this amazing show, and then just disappeared behind the clouds. That was amazing. And no, we didn't get any footage. I didn't get footage of that creature, because the creature thing had happened, that dimensional creature, it happened for like way too fast. I was mesmerized, and by the time I would have even reached and fumbled for my phone, I would have missed it, looking down at my phone trying to take a video. So that's why sometimes people don't record these things, because you see something crazy and impossible, and you're like, you're too focused on that thing. You're just hypnotized. Yeah, it was like, when Spider-Man has his like spidey senses tingling, it just boom, something hits him, and he's like, oh snap, I'm about to get hit by a car, and he knows, and he jumps out of the way. That's what it felt like. I felt like Spider-Man had his alien senses tingling for UFO. But that was wild. That was cool. And the fact that I felt it and sensed something was about to happen, like I just knew. That reminds me of a time in high school. I was dating this girl, and I had this dream where I was walking down the road, sunny day, close to my house, walking home from the gym, because at the time, I walked a lot to the gym. I'd walk an hour to the gym, an hour back. 5 days a week, all summer long. And I had this dream that I was walking down the road, beautiful sunny day, and then in the dream, she drove by to my left in her truck. And I looked over, boom, there was her truck, she drove by. And that was the dream. About 2 weeks goes by. I'm walking home from the gym, and I stop and I realize, I'm like, wait a minute, this was my dream. It looks exactly the same. Beautiful sunny day. I was in the same spot on the street, close to my house, and I was like, whoa, she's about to drive by in her truck right now. And I look over to my left, boom, there's her truck, and she drove by, and I was just like, what? I was like, whoa. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. That was literally my dream. And as I'm walking in real life, right before it happened, I knew what was about to happen, and it happened. So that was pretty cool. And that's why I say I'm 60% psychic, because of stuff like that. This other time, hanging out with my other friend at this lake. It's nighttime. We have this really nice view, hanging out, talking. And again, all of a sudden, I turned to him because it hit me, and I was like, whoa. I was like, yo, we're about to see something. Just wait. I just felt it. And again, like 10 minutes later, or within 10 minutes, I'm not sure. Oh, cracked the neck. This really big, bright object appeared above the trees across the lake. A big, bright ball, orb. Pretty big. Right above the trees, hanging out. Super low, right above the trees. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, was that there before? Because it was just hovering there. And he was like, nah. He's like, nah. He's like, that's probably just a, it's probably just a plane or something like that. And then we get quiet and we're still looking at it, and he's like, actually, I don't know. What is that? And I was like, whoa, what is, yeah, it was weird. So we're watching this thing, and then it starts moving like left to right. Damn, I got something in my throat. It starts moving left to right, going up and down. Almost like it was trying to stabilize or something. Left and right, up and down. And we're like, whoa, that is not normal. A couple minutes goes by, and it starts flying across the lake in our direction. Literally right for us. Right in our direction. Super low above the lake. Low to the point where it was like below the trees. Below the top of the trees. It's flying across the lake at us. We couldn't even tell what it was. Some kind of huge drone. We don't know. It was the size of like a car. And, we didn't really hear anything. But then we heard like this weird humming. I think I tried to record a video of it. Couldn't see it because a crappy iPhone is all I had at the time. I think I might still have the video footage. I might. All you could hear is that craft slightly humming in the video. At one point, I think it picked up speed when it was flying towards us. Then, when it got close enough, I guess it got higher, because at this point, it was above the trees, right above us. And we looked up, and we could see under the craft, but there was too many trees covering it. So we could barely see. And it looked like it had a light underneath of it. I think like a big light in the center. Man, sorry guys, hold on. Got something in my throat, man. Swallow extra hard. Try to get it out. Man, how do I keep spilling things? And there may have been more lights under it. Don't remember. Hard to tell. But that was amazing. And again, I felt it, sensed it, knew it was coming. And again, had a witness, which is cool. And let's see, what else have I seen? I've seen random things, streaks of light, flashes of light, like a big star, boom, flash. Maybe 30 seconds later, another flash in the sky, you see it appear. Apparently, that may be light reflecting off of satellites or space debris. When you see something the size of a star quickly blink, and you're like, what was that? You clearly saw something blink in the sky, like a big star. And then sometimes it does it again, moments later, either in the same spot or slightly different spot. I'm leaning towards slightly different spot. I Googled it. I've seen this a couple times. I even got it on video. Subscribe to UFO Hunt and Chill on YouTube. I got episode 3 out now. Took a year to finally make another episode. That's where I document my UFO hunting adventures in a UFO hotspot mixed with comedy. So I record myself UFO hunting. I try to make a fun, funny, and interesting episode of me UFO hunting. And the last time I made an episode was like a year ago. So I finally made episode 3. I uploaded it last week. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. So if you like it, check it out. Subscribe, share, hit the like button. All the engagement on the video helps. Even if you dislike it, give it a thumbs down if that's your jam. Okay? That also helps. But yeah, it's just I get to practice my acting when I do the UFO hunt and chill videos. My acting, my filmmaking, my storytelling, videography, all that good stuff. Let's see. This one time I was hanging out at my friend's house. Same guy that passed away. Hanging out with like him, his brother, a couple people, right? There was a few of us. It was like 4 of us. And they're all facing me, right? Because we're kind of in a circle. And all of a sudden I see this like bright portal or something in the sky, like right above the house. Just appear. It's very difficult to describe what it was. It happened so fast, but it kind of looked like it was blue, like blue fire, like a blue flame or something. I don't know. But as soon as I said, "Whoa, look at that," it was gone. And then as soon as they saw me go, "Whoa," they jumped and turned around and they missed it. And apparently my friend said he saw something for a second, but then he saw an object shoot out into the woods because there was woods right there. He said he saw an object fly into the woods. Don't know. He swears by it. I didn't happen to catch that object, but who knows? Another time at that same house, spooky, creepy house, I'm hanging out. My friend goes inside of his house for a minute to grab a drink or whatever. I'm hanging out. It's nighttime. It's creepy. Woods right there. All of a sudden, I hear like these clicking sounds. It almost sounds like those clicking sounds from the movie Signs, when they heard the alien noises on the walkie-talkie or whatever they had. I heard a bunch of clicking coming from the woods right across the yard. And I'm like, that's weird, that's spooky. And I'm standing there, and the clicks sound like they're traveling, they're moving. Because I hear them over there, then I hear them there, then I hear them moving around the trees. Then I hear them getting closer to me. They're making their circle. They're circling their way around. And then I hear so I hear some clicking, right? I hear some clicking. It sounds like it's moving. And then I hear some kind of animal growl in the woods. I hear a growl. Then I hear something like a bone snapping or a twig snapping. I don't know. And then I kept hearing the clicks, and they were getting closer and closer, circling around. And then I hear the clicks right above me in the trees. Right above me. Somewhere up high above me. In the tree. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? Am I about to get attacked by an alien? Like, what is that? What can that possibly be? It's so strange. Hashtag creepy, And then it went away. I don't know what happened. It left. Thank God. So that was something else that was super strange. And let's see what else. What else have I seen? Hopefully I don't forget something incredible. There is one UFO sighting that I have that I keep forgetting about. Like, I literally forget about it, and then I randomly remember, like years later or months later or whatever, and I'm like, whoa. And every time I'm like, whoa, how did I forget about that? How can I possibly have forgotten about this sighting or incident? Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that was. But let me think, what else? Oh, by the way, I made another space painting, number 2. Here, I'll show you guys that are watching on YouTube, Facebook page, and Twitch. Well, no, not Twitch. What am I talking about? I upload this to Facebook, yeah, and YouTube. I like the blue one that I made better, I think. I'm still testing out these oil paints and trying to figure out the technique. This one kind of sucks, but it also, it's okay. It's interesting, you know. It's almost like a red aurora borealis. Got some stars, some paint splatter. You know, still trying out the oil paints. Still trying to figure out the technique, how to do it, how to make a nice space painting. You know, second attempt. I think it's pretty sweet. It's, you know, the only reason why I say like it sucks, it doesn't suck, but the only reason why I say that is when I compare it to like this other person's like phenomenal space paintings on Instagram. I keep butchering her name, Catherine Munchin. She's on Instagram and she makes like literally the world's best space art, space paintings. She's just incredible at it. But she says she struggles creating these paintings, and they come out just amazing. She says she sometimes spends like 6 months or a few months on some of these paintings because she says she struggles with them. She can't teach people how to do it because she doesn't even have a technique per se down that she can like replicate and say, this is how to do it, this is what you do. She just says she just struggles with it for months, and then it finally comes out looking incredible. But I think that I should just find my own style, my own thing, my own way of painting. So that's what I'm working on. And I really, really need to make a ton of paintings so I can keep practicing ASAP. But yeah, if you want to buy either of these paintings, let me know. Let's see. Podcast is coming to an end soon, so I want to make sure I share all of these UFO sightings that I've had. Let me think. Come on, think, Arthur. What else have you seen? So you don't forget. Let's see, let me think. Orbs. Lights. Octopus jellyfish thing in the sky. I'm driving a few years ago. And I'm getting some of this espresso. I'm driving. It's daytime. And now most of the things that I've seen was at night. Now, is that because I spend the most time staring at the night sky? During the day, I don't really pay attention to the sky too much. I mean, if there's some nice clouds, I'll look at the clouds. But now I am looking for UFOs more. But typically, for some reason, I've never sat for hours staring at the sky during the day, per se. The nighttime is a different story. But anyway, so I'm driving again, and I see what looked like an octopus, a jellyfish thing floating in the sky. It looked like it had tentacles hanging down from it. And I'm driving, trying not to crash, trying to record it. I had to pull over as fast as I could. And I started recording it. I still have the footage, but it just, again, iPhone video, not very good for these kinds of things. It looked blurry, and by the time I pulled over, it was too high up in the sky. It looked like a white big dot. I mean, I'll try to maybe zoom in on the footage and edit it, see if I can clear it up and zoom in, see if we see any tentacles, but I don't know. Then I did some research. I found a video. You can look it up on YouTube. I think it was called something like UFOs over Bucks County, PA, or UFOs in Bucks County, PA, one of the two, you'll find a news clip from 2008. These women saw the same exact thing that I saw, this octopus floating around in the sky. But they saw it about 10 years before I saw it, or 8 years, something like that, in the same area. And the news came out to talk to them about it. So if you want to check that out, it's on YouTube, and it's on my Instagram as well somewhere. But might repost it. Yeah, they described the same thing. Octopus, jellyfish thing floating around in the sky, tentacles. Multiple people saw it. News came out to talk to them about it. And then I saw it like 10 years later, same area. So who knows what that was. Let's see, what else have I seen? Let's see, any more creatures. Orbs, craft. Let me think, Arthur, think. Anything significant? There's, a good amount of other random little things, little flashes of light, beams of light, streaks of light, sounds, something fast flying across the sky. Was it a meteor? Was it a UFO? Nobody really knows. I think I saw a ghost shadow once. I swear I sat down in this allegedly haunted wine cellar. I sat down. It was half lit, half dark, half lit. Enough light to have hard shadows. Fairly hard shadows. And as I sat down in this corner where it was all dark and spooky, I swear, as I sat down, a shadow next to me, it almost looked like it got up and left. Like it moved or got up, and you could see it like going away. And I was like, did I just see that, or was that it was super weird. I'm fairly certain, I don't know, could have been a ghost. Yeah, man, DOGE, that's insane. Man, I had a big bag of DOGE. I started buying it at 0.004. Oh, dude, I had a big bag, bro. I literally could have made $1 million off of DOGE right now. Dude, there's just too many people being negative about it. Oh, DOGE is stupid, it's worthless, blah, blah, blah. They just weren't getting the bigger picture. It's not about, is it worthless? Does it have any real technological use? Like, bro, you're not understanding the bigger picture. If millions of people band together, they're the ones that put value into something. Whether or not you think it's a useless meme coin, if millions of people, billions of people, however many, get together and say, hey, that's super cool, that's super fun, let's put some money in that, and then it blows up to a $50 billion market cap cryptocurrency. It shoots up to number 5 coin. Bitcoin number 1, Ethereum number 2, I think XRP number 3, Tether number 4, and then Doge at one point was number 5, $50 billion market cap, and then shot up to 46 cents and made some people millionaires. Yeah, I'm so mad I sold my bag. I still have a little, but I gave up on it. I held it for like months and I gave up. But that just goes to show you, if, people are negative about something and they doubt it, even some so-called experts on the topic, even if they're doubting something, but if you want to take a little risk, dude, even if you would put $1,000 in when it was 0.004 and then it hit 45 cents, you would have made over $100,000. Even with $1,000, I'm so stupid. I don't know why I just didn't leave at least $1,000 in there. Well, What can you do? You know what I mean? You live and you learn. Hard lesson to learn. Don't listen to people. Don't listen to experts. You know, if you see something, the bigger picture, you know, hey, take a little risk. Don't be a sheep. Don't follow along with, with everyone else's mentality. If you feel like, well, hold on a second, let's question this. Let's see where this goes. Like, there might be something here. Like, why are you people so, like, closed-minded and judgmental about it just because it's like a meme coin? Come on, use your imagination a little bit. Have a little optimism, take a little risk in life. High risk, high reward. Whatever, man. I don't know. Not sure what happened. Well, what can you do? Yeah, let me think before I end this podcast. What else have I seen? UFOs, ghosts, creepy. Let's see. UFOs. Num, 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 num. Trying to think. Bear with me. You can tell the wheels are spinning in my brain. Let's see, jellyfish, craft, orbs. What else significant? Oh, okay. Here's another one. Glad I just remember this. Years ago, driving home, it's like 4 a.m., right? It's raining. I'm at a red light. Actually, I was young, dude. I was in my early 20s. I was probably 21, 22. Driving home, and I'm at a red light, and all of the red lights are like flashing and like resetting. They're doing weird things. And across the street, behind these houses, this gigantic beam of light. It wasn't bright. It was a dull bluish, greenish color. About the size, the width of a house or two. It either shot up from the ground towards the sky or came down from the sky, shot towards the ground. I think it shot up from the ground towards the sky. Happened too fast to really be sure. Lasted for like a second or so. Again, dull color, wasn't bright. Gigantic, right behind these houses. And you could clearly see like a hard edge on the sides of this beam of light shooting up. And it almost looked like it had these wavy lines inside of it or something. I'm not sure. I almost want to say it's like a transformer, but anytime I've ever seen a transformer blow out, it lights up the sky. It's like a huge flash. It wasn't that at all. Again, it was raining, so I started recording. And I have this footage too. I need to post this. I started recording, and I'm recording down the road and the horizon where the road ends. I'm recording that, and a big ball of light flashes right at the end of the road, all the way down on the horizon. Boom. That lights up the sky. So that could have been a transformer, but it was just strange how I saw that happen, and then moments later that happened. Don't know if it was connected, related, but strange. And what else before I end this podcast? And by the way, comment below, DM me, whatever, comment. What have you seen? What kind of UFOs have you seen? Paranormal, ghosts, anything in the sky around you? Any orbs, any craft, triangle craft, any aliens running around? What have you seen? And if you would like to be on the podcast and share your experience, also let me know. So yeah, anyway, my alien babies, stay safe. Don't get abducted by any UFOs. Share your story. Don't be afraid to be your alien self. And also always stay super positive. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't do something in life. And if you want to invest in Doge, then that's up to you. Is it going to hit $1? Probably. It looks like it will. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, it probably will. I'm being super optimistic about it. But who knows, you know? But yeah, man, that's it. So, yeah, probe that like button and abduct that subscribe button. And I hope you liked and enjoyed hearing how I got into UFO hunting and some of the UFO sightings that I've seen. All right, my alien babies. Peace out. Welcome to my dream. It's good to see you again. We can kick back now. The show has reached the end. Turn out the lights. It's late in the hour. Everything you love has all come home. Farewell for now, my friend. I'll see you around again. Farewell for now, my friend. I'll see you around again. Believe in me, we're all alive together. You came through, true to form forever. Magic shadow.